I'm looking at a pickup that came in today. The paperwork from the customer says this is a 51 Broadcaster, and I believe it for two reasons. It's definitely old Fender, but that's not copper plated. It's either bare steel or I'm not even sure exactly what that coating is, but it's early. Also, flat magnets indicate it's old, and so do these little teeny grooves right there and there for the wire to go in. They were done by hand only in the very earliest of the Fenders. So we're going to go through the whole process of how we diagnose and prep these for rewind. Obviously, the first thing is test it. Once in a great while, something else is wrong in the guitar. Well, this is not working, and my meter is. I will go ahead and redo these solder joints. It can't hurt. Again, this fixes 1 in 40 or 1 in 30. When it's this old and the magnets are rusty, it's probably not going to fix it. But we can certainly try. Nope, that didn't fix it. The rust I'm talking about is here and here. That usually indicates the coil's going to be green with copper corrosion. The rust just eats up the coil. I also see a separation here of this top has been coming up a little bit. So it may have got a string hung under it or something like that. But we're going to go ahead and start taking it apart. I am going to take the string off first. We're usually able to reuse this string, so I will save it. And every indication of this has never been touched. This is the first time that string's been off of it. I don't see any wounds on the coil though to indicate what might have killed it, so I'm back to thinking it's just age, corrosion. So the next thing I'm going to do is take these leads off. The copper just gets eaten up. Copper's thin as your hair, with around a 10,000th of an inch of painted on insulation. It's not very durable. I have pulled back this insulation a little bit because I'm going to push it out here, and that is to avoid redoing this solder joint. We're going to leave that alone. So I'm going to push this out the bottom with touch.
Is that because
this part will look like it's never been touched? This has one more trait of the old one, that is the bottom plate is as thin as the top plate. They're the same thickness. Later, this plate got thicker. So those are all three different things that indicate this is truly an early 50s pickup. I'm going to knock this solder out of here, and we can take an attempt at peeling it. I don't expect it to repair. I don't think it's going to repair because of this, but this is just what I always do, because you get lucky sometimes. When I see magnets this rusty, we have determined, or I have determined, that this is the start wire over here. So we're going to try to peel this one. Here's the outside of the coil. Oh, this feels like 43 gauge. This might have been a very hot pickup at one point. But we'll go through this process. It doesn't take long, just to see if it can be made to work.
back then they used 43 gauge too? Or?
Most of the time they were 42, but this one appears to be 43. I can just tell by the feel. No ohm reading, no repair. We'll continue peeling it at least a layer or two, just in case it was stabbed on the outside. I didn't see a stab wound, but it's just the order of things I do, because if you can fix it, it's better than a rewind. So far, I don't see any dings on the outside. Nobody was counting turns back then.
Right.
You see ohm readings from 5.5 to 11K from the factory.
But if it wasn't, can you wind it hotter if you need to?
I wouldn't want to attach new wire to this. It's too hard to solder the wire to itself. Oh, it did break.
Yeah.
So let's test it again. I'm stripping this finish off because obviously it's insulated wire. You will not get an ohm reading if you try to measure it. No, that didn't fix it. We'll peel a little bit more. That broke again. It's just old and very fatigued. Sometimes I'm peeling coils that just break a dozen times and you finally give up. Pickup like this could have a lot of wire on it, but a Strat, if you take off 400 or 500 turns, you might as well just give up and stop, because nobody wants a Strat pickup under 5K. I've taken off now 3 layers. I'm gonna go ahead and take this pickup apart. It's not gonna repair.
How many turns do you think you just turned on or took off?
Usually about 100, 150 a layer, and we took off 3 layers, so we probably took off 400, 450 turns, something like that. Okay, we're going to test this one last time before I go ahead and take the coil off. No, there's no ohm reading. So we're going to go over to a desk where I have a piece of metal with a slot in it, and I can push these magnets out.
You can open over somebody, didn't you? There you are. Come on, can you go out? Oh, okay.
This is the problem. The magnets are so rusty that it's just eating up the copper. Yeah, that's one we did earlier today. Show that one.
The Statue of Liberty in there.
This was the result of rusted magnets on a Jazzmaster. Okay, yeah, that coil is just never coming back. I'm going to clean the rest of this wax and stuff off of here now. I can clean this old lacquer and stuff off of here very easily with this. We don't want any bumps on here at all, so that cleaned that up very nicely. Now we're going to do these magnets. This wire wheel is not very aggressive, so we take the rust off, but it doesn't take the black off. It doesn't shine them up. Okay, that's as clean as they need to be. They don't need to be looking brand new. The non-tapered, non-cutting tap, and by putting threads in here, we make the hole a tiny bit tighter. And the crazy glue will follow the threads down and make a stronger glue joint. So we're just basically scoring the inside of this hole so that, like I said, the magnet will be a little bit tighter. Okay, time to assemble this thing. We can see which was the top. The dirtier side was up, I noticed as we took them apart, so we know they all go in with this dirtier side up. Actually, this era they were just flush. That's all I'm going to do is just flush this. I don't really need a shim. And I'm straightening this, had a little bit of a bend to it. That looks good. That is flush again, and this is ready for gluing. Use the thinnest crazy glue you can get, and these applicators keep it from getting too much on there.
Did he tell you how hot it was originally?
No, but I am going to fill it up to that same amount. I also sometimes call the customer. Much of the time, these pickups, the guitar just changed hands. Because people who own these things forever, once the pickup dies, sometimes they will just sell the instrument. They may not even know it's repairable, but it's far better to keep the original pickup. I'm just getting any excess crazy glue off the, because we don't want anything like a bump anywhere when you're winding. All right, that is glued back together and ready for winding. We'll clean this up too. It's Lindy Fralin. I'm just about to wind your bridge pickup, and I don't have any notes about how you wanted it wound. Did you want this thing to just be very average, like, you know, high sixes or a little stronger than that? In this era, they were all over the place. I've seen them from mid fives to 11K. Okay, thanks. Sure. Bye. 8,800 turns. I actually talked to the customer and he said he wanted it, you know, twangy and sparkly and traditional telly sounded, so we're not going to do any overwinding really. This is very average for the 50s, 6.6 or 6.8K. Right now I'm stripping this finish off so that the solder will adhere properly. Here we go. This size is about the same as it used to be. So we'll put this together now. A lot of times at Fender they put one wire at a time through, and this looks like that because that's insulation's all scarred up. So that's exactly what we're going to do. You're also going to put new tape on it because it once had masking tape across here as like padding for the, so the magnets didn't actually touch the plate. Okay. I'm going to do the yellow wire first, which is the outside. I'm putting this in here to poke this through a hole. We've already kind of softened this old string because it came off very stiff and crusty. We have to put this on first. We leave the solder here alone and cut the wire here so we can just push it down basically. Pot them in wax, displace all the air to preserve them. It both preserves them, keeps oxygen out, sweat, but it also keeps the parts from being able to vibrate and make microphonic feedback. So that'll stay in there about 10 minutes. We'll come back. Just finished this, pulled it out of the wax and wiped it off. Turned out great.